Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Meditation Monday on Yoga Noma Unbound. Our meditation with Jenny begins now.
So for today's meditation, let's get started in a seated position, preferably on the floor, but what is most important is that you are comfortable and can stay still in this position for the next several minutes. And we'll just get ready to bring our body to a rest, to stillness. So we'll get every movement out of the way that you might need to. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears, bring them down your back. Repeat that a couple more times. Maybe bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder. Then your left ear towards your left shoulder, rolling your head forward. Maybe circling your wrists out. Whatever you need to do to kind of arrive to this meditation, arrive in this moment. One thing we'll do together, we'll bring our chin down, tucking it under. So the crown of our heads are now pointing forward. Still sitting up nice and straight. Bring your hands behind your head, interlacing them. Slowly relax your head down as you let your arms weigh a little heavier. Remember to keep sitting up nice and straight. Take some deep breaths here. Sending that breath towards the tightness in the back of your neck, maybe in your upper back. Keep breathing. Gently shift your gaze towards the right elbow, slightly turning your head. Then gently shift your head back to the center and towards the left elbow. You can repeat that as many times as you would like, going very slowly. And as you return back to center with your hands still over your head, slowly bring your eyes to a close, very softly, and let your hands go, bringing them onto your knees, and bring the crown of your head pointing towards the ceiling. So now we're sitting upright in a comfortable position. Your hands can be on your lap, on your knees, on your legs. Make sure that your body's nice and relaxed and you're ready to stay here for the next 5 minutes. Let's bring attention to your breath. Begin to slow that breath down, deepening it. We'll take a couple together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale gently through an open mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your open mouth. Continue this deep breath, letting that breath reach deeper and deeper into your belly. And your exhales becoming stronger and longer. And eventually, just bring that breath to a nice, natural pace, something that you can keep up with without much thought, but still continue to get that deep belly breath. Today I want to talk about and reflect on choosing openness and vulnerability over fear. Vulnerability is usually lacking in our lives. We put emphasis on being or appearing happy, successful, and content. And it makes sense if you think about it. when we apply for jobs, go for new opportunities, even just meeting new people, we always want to show the best picture of ourselves, the best version of ourselves. Especially in this social media age, we are literally putting the best moments of our lives, the best pictures of our lives out to others and not the hard parts. While this is rooted in, our desire to succeed, our desire to be liked, to have a group and a community that cares about us, to cultivate that, even though it's all rooted in these, good things to aspire to, keeping this up is very, very exhausting. To be fair, this has existed way before social media. It is instinctual. I actually started thinking about this topic and decided to choose and reflect on this for today's meditation because I was looking up how to train my dog. You see, I have a rescue dog. I have had her since she was close to 1 year old, meaning that a lot of the valuable time for socialization was lost. So she has some bad habits, a couple bad habits. She's usually a very good dog, but she can be very territorial over my apartment towards people that she generally likes outside of my place. She growls and she barks, and she's just very not pleasant. And what I found from my research is that this is not based on her being angry or wanting to be dominant. It's actually rooted in fear. In her case, it could be the fear of past experiences that I don't know about, or it could be simply a fear of the unknown person. Regardless, she's scared of this new person in what is supposed to be her safe space. And this is what I mean when I say it is instinctual. We put our guards up. We give ourselves arbitrary safe spaces where we can be ourselves, but aside from that, we are on defense mode all the time. So it's hard to separate ourselves from this fear of being exposed. And for many of us, it's going to take active work to choose openness and vulnerability over fear. So let's focus on this openness. For the next couple minutes, try to be open with yourself. Focus on letting those guards down. Breathe some room into the places that you haven't opened in a while. With each breath, picture opening those doors and windows. And with each breath, picture that breath dusting off these hidden corners, letting some light in. Don't be afraid of what you'll find. And take this time to listen to yourself. Be honest with yourself and others. This is where the journey begins. I found that before I became vulnerable with other people, I had to be vulnerable with myself. I had to let myself revisit painful things, learn the tough lessons. I had to listen to these dreams I was too afraid to verbalize because what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? No matter how scary the outcome might feel, how uncertain the future seems, it's important to be vulnerable with how you really are, how you're really feeling, and what you're really wanting out of this life. So let that sit for several more breaths. How you are feeling today. How you are feeling with where you are in life. How you are feeling with what's going on outside, what's going on in our community today. And remember, it doesn't have to be a clear plan as how you're going to become more vulnerable and more open with other people. It's simply assessing how you are, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and just taking the time to get to know yourself, the open and the vulnerable parts. When you clarify just what it is you're feeling and thinking under all these guards that we put up against ourselves and other people, then you are starting to tap into this genuine thing that you long for, the genuine desires and the dreams. Without doing this work, it's really easy to lead ourselves astray down paths that we think we want, down paths that we think others want for us. So it is really important to choose openness and vulnerability rather than fear. Fear is a natural response, especially to the uncertainty and the unknown. Fear is also a very, very valid reason that we hide our, more soft selves, our vulnerable selves towards others. So that's why I suggest that we start with ourselves. As you sit in stillness, as you sit in quiet with only your thoughts, remind yourself that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling right now. It's okay to have whatever thought that have surfaced. It's within you. Accept whatever is within you with no judgment. Now, what we do with this information we glean from ourselves, we glean from our hearts, the truest part of our hearts. What we do with that requires even more work, even more thought and meditation and reflection. But now you're on your way. Now you can give yourself a clearer picture of where you want to be, a clearer picture of who you are, and what parts of you need to be listened to, both by you and other people. By knowing yourself, by listening to yourself, you are teaching yourself how to gain this kind of satisfaction, this kind of communication with other people as well. Choosing vulnerability over fear is difficult, it's scary. And it may leave us feeling like we've overshared or we shared with the wrong person. But at the end of the day, it's a reflection. It's a reflection on us that we were brave enough to be open with ourselves and others. And it's a reflection on our willingness and our desire to be seen as who we actually are and to be heard as what we actually want to say. As we prepare to come out of this meditation, think of one, maybe two things that you want to carry with you that you might have found ruminating through your mind. Slowly let more light into your eyes. Blinking slowly. Taking some deep breaths, moving your bodies. And keep that one thought near and dear to your heart as we go on with the rest of our days.
Once again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for Meditation Monday. We look forward to seeing you back next week on Yoga Noma Unbound. Namaste.